the end of that particular sprint. Okay, so in just to start with, the sprint starts with planning and ends with completing whatever we have planned. Okay, so that's how this is called incremental delivery. Okay, you deliver piece by piece. That means, see, assume that if you see this particular metaphor here, a brick, you can consider this as a one sprint. Okay, like that you'll have multiple sprints you complete, finally you complete the full product, meaning you can say a couple of features in each sprint. You incrementally deliver things so that the customer could experience whatever you have completed, and then he can give feedback to you, and you incrementally develop more things based on the requirement. Okay, so basically in this sprint we understood what is sprint, we understood what is empirical process. Now we have a couple of roles in a sprint, in a Scrum team. All right, so what are the roles? So there are three roles that we have. One is product owner, development team, and the Scrum master. Okay, so basically if it is a product owner, he is the one who is a business friend, meaning he talks to the customers or he analyzes the market. Do you remember that there is a principle called like a business people and the development team should work together through daily throughout the project, correct?
Throughout the project.
So who will be the, see, not everybody gets a chance to talk to the customer directly. Okay, yes. So we see there might be a possibility. See, there are like very few companies who a developer or a tester can talk to them. Okay, in a bigger organization, so you will get a very less opportunities to talk to the customer directly, as you need a separate skill to handle them. Correct. So here the bridge, the who fills the bridge, meaning the gap between the market, customer, and the development implementation part is the product owner. That is what he says here. Okay, the responsibilities of a product owner, he is responsible to maximize the value of the product. What do you mean by value of the product? See, assume that you are using, see, for that matter, anything is a product, right? Okay, product is something that Facebook is a product, or Amazon, or any such applications that we are trying to do, even the Zoom that you are trying to connect is a product, right? So what his responsibility is to maximize the value of the product. So what is the key value of this particular Zoom meeting that we have?
We are able to learn.
We have training.
No, the Zoom values are that we are able to talk to each other.
Interact.
Yes, yes. You also have an option to enable your video, and you can have a face-to-face conversation.
Face-to-face conversation.
Right. So that's the key value here. So everybody here connected together is like a classroom, right? Or a meeting room. So that's the value. So here the responsibility to maximize the product value. Okay, just give me 1 minute. Okay, I'll go on mute for a minute. Yeah, sorry for the interruption. So basically he is, if in case that you have this Zoom meeting, where you cannot do a voice communication. Okay, will anybody buy this particular product?
No, sir.
No.
Yeah,
Sir,
so basically maximizing the entire, there will be a goal and values that every product delivers. Okay, so social media is something that you can connect with your friends who wherever they are. You share, you try to like people, what activities. So these are all different platforms, right? So depending on that, the product owner should maximize the value of that particular product. Okay, that will be his goal. How will he maximize is something that he will try to understand the market. He will try to understand the customer needs, customer pain points. Okay, and then he will try to get such kind of features or functionalities to the development team. So they develop and they deliver to the customer. That is what they say. The second statement talks about the voice of the customer. So he will be, because he is bridging the gap between you and the customer. See, how will you know what customer is thinking? How will you know what the customer is basically, what kind of pain points does a customer have? So you will not be able to know, right? So he will be the bridge between, he will be the voice of the customer, the sole person who is responsible managing the product backlog. So maybe in the next slide, you will get to know what is a product backlog. Okay, product backlog is nothing but a list of items or features or bugs or requirements. Everything kept in a repo is called product backlog. Okay, so everything, for example, I will take an example. Assume that this is a product backlog. Okay, you have login requirement, you have some send emails, and you have post your some videos or share it, like it. So everything will be a feature, right? So everything will be kept in one to-do list for this product, for next product, whichever you try to talk. So those all things will be listed down in a to-do list. That is nothing but a product backlog. Okay, so who will prioritize it? See, what does he do? He talks to the customer. He writes this particular functionality or features, okay, or enhancements, or capture the feedback from the customer and put everything here. Okay, once he put everything in this particular backlog repository, how will you know which one to pick? You have many items, right? Are you guys following me?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes,
So
sir.
you have 10 or 10 to 100 items in the backlog, 10 to 100 requirements, 100 feedbacks. So tomorrow when I ask you, go pick and work. So, so Sujit will say, hey, which one to start? We don't know, correct? So basically, that's the reason the prioritization of the items in the product backlog to achieve the goals and the mission. So he is the one who prioritizes the work items here. He will say, okay, first to do this one.
Sir,
Second,
one
this
question.
one. Yeah.
Sir, unlike in waterfall or other models where BA and other architects involved in describing the functionalities, in this agile product owner will be doing this work.
See, you have mixed a couple of roles. Okay, you said business analyst, you said architects. Okay,
Yes.
so business analyst, yes, there are some companies who will have everything in a product owner. Okay, he will be the one who will be talking to the customer, who will do a business analysis, okay, market analysis, and try to do. Some companies will have product owner, but he will be the ultimate decision maker for anything to be developed in a product. Okay, so you will have a business analyst separate. So what he will do, he will help product owner to do the business analysis and market analysis and give the data information to the product owner.
Then
But
he will be
ultimately,
describing it.
yes. So he will be assisting product owner. Okay, it depends on what kind of project and a company you are working in. Okay, but when it comes to an architects are more technical, correct?
Yes.
So he will be part of the development team. The development team is nothing but it's a cross-functional team which will have developers, testers, architects, or you take DB guy, documentation, or DevOps guy, whichever is required, whichever operations functions which are required to deliver the goal of a sprint will be part of the development team. Okay, do not go in assumption where development team contains only developer, because you don't have a testing team here. No, development team is nothing but a cross-functional team which will have all required functions in one particular group, is called development team. Okay, so he will give those instructions to the development team to work. So he will ask, he will be the one who prioritize the work items in the product backlogs. Okay, the next set is optimizing the value of the work optimizing the value of the work the development team performs. So basically, he is the one who is going to talk to the customer and see what could be the best fit for the customer and try to articulate it to them. So he ensures the product backlog is visible, transparent, and clear to all. So who is this all? Clear to all meaning?
All the team members,
Team members,
Team members means who?
development team,
developers,
testers.
testers,
Yes, you should say team members means development
development
team.
team,
Who will be part of development team?
Testers, developers.
developers,
Yes, it's a cross-functional
DevOps,
team who will have all the functions which are
All.
required to be delivered inside a team. Okay, and show the Scrum team will work on what next. Okay, so basically this will be very clear. So it is visible, meaning he will try to make sure that anything there, a story or a requirement is articulated. He will describe in such a way what is the problem statement. Okay, what is the description of it, or like what are we trying to achieve in this particular requirement. Okay, and what is the acceptance criteria. So he is going to define very clearly so that it is very clear to the development team to deliver this, or they will understand, okay, what's coming next. They will be getting those information. Okay, product owner ensures the development team understand the items in the product backlog. So basically he will clarify all the doubts. Assume that I have given a functionality to you. You will have a questions. Who will you ask in the Scrum team?
Product owner.
Yes, the product owner. Why will you ask the product owner only? Why can't you talk to some other people?
He is the
Because he
responsible for
will
all the
be
data.
responsible
He
to
is taking all
projects.
the collect the details and even take the according to the requirements, everything. The
Yes,
product
because
owner.
he is the voice of the customer. He knows what customer wants. So he will have the first-hand information from the customer. He knows what needs to be done, so that he will ensure that the development team understand the items in the product backlog. The product backlog is only one person, not a committee. So that it is not a group of people. It will be only one person who can take decisions on anything related to the product backlog. Clear, team?
Yes, sir.
yes, sir.
Okay, so what next? So you have now you get to know who is a product owner, correct? Now coming to the development team. Okay, so it consists of all professionals who do the work of delivery in potential releasable increments of done to the product each and end of every sprint. So basically you have a sprint. You have a sprint. You commit something here and you deliver here. So it consists of professional who could do what? Delivering and releasing
Complete
it.
product.
Yeah, complete whatever is committed here. Okay, if you commit one feature, you will deliver. You are expected to deliver one feature. If you complete two features, if you commit for two, you will expect it to be delivering two features here. Whatever based on the availability and the skill that they have, they can try to deliver it. Correct?
Yes.
All right. So here in this development team, so normally every every team normally have a team leader, a team lead. So those all things, right? So basically there are no hierarchies in the team. Everybody is flat. Okay, structured and empowered by the organization to organize and manage their own work. So nobody will tell you, okay, who are all here? Vinay, do this work. Okay, or Shanti, do not do this work. Nobody will tell you, because we are all matured people. We know what needs to be done. Who is committing for a sprint?
Product owner and
No, who commits the work to the sprint?
development developers and testers.
Yes, this is called who commits. It is the development team who commits. Who owns the delivery?
Product owner.
How come?
Development team. Development team.
See, you commit the work, okay, and I will give the owner. I will be the responsible person for that.
Yes, Scrum Master.
No, see,
No.
guys.
Only the
No.
sir.
The one who commits, he should be responsible for the work.
So, okay, simple, right? So assume that I'm just picking random names which I see on the screen. Okay. So I see Swati, Sweta or Swati, somebody just moved. Okay. I'll take Vinay. Okay. So Vinay has committed to run 5 kilometers. Who is committed to run?
Vinay.
Vinay is there. If Vinay is not completing, will you come and ask me?
No.
No.
Will you ask?
We ask only Vinay.
Vinay.
Okay. Who asked you to, who committed the 5-kilometer run every day?
Vinay.
It is Vinay.
Vinay.
So
Yes.
here, if somebody is committing work, the development team has committed work in the starting of the sprint. Okay. Who is responsible to complete it?
Development team.
Development.
Development team.
Simple. Okay. Product owner will only tell the priority. Okay. He will tell this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, and this is 4. And he will give one goal statement, one sprint goal, saying that you, as a customer, the customer should be able to, communicate. For example, you have this Zoom, right? My sprint, my goal would be, okay, I'll take a very simple scenario. I will tell a customer should be able to send emails to the recipient. Okay, so he will have like all the information, and it should be secured. So this will be the sprint goal. Okay, so in order to be secure, what will you do? You will have a login page. Correct. Assume that this is what is the priority one, login page. After you log in, what will you do? You need to draft the email. Correct. That is
Second priority.
second priority. This is login, this is draft, and then you need to send that particular
Send.
email.
Yes.
Send this email. This is third priority. Once you send it, you need to verify the other side whether he's received, or you can see it on the send emails box, right?
Yes.
Okay, this will be verifying fourth priority. So what was the goal? The goal was the customer should be able to send an email to recipient secure, in a secured way. Correct. So you have achieved the secured here. Okay.
Login.
And you are able to log in, and you are able to draft it, and you are able to send it, and you are able to verify it. Correct. So these are all our features only, right?
Yes.
So he will only give, the product only gives you this goal. Okay. This goal, and he will gives you the priority of it.
Priority.
So then he will not say, oh, Vinay, you take number 1. Shanti, you take number 2. Sapna, you take number 3. Or who else we have? Balkrishna, you take number 4. He will not tell you what to do. He will only give this. So who owns it? Who we are? We are all self-organized and motivated people, correct? So that you will try to go look at this particular goal and try to say, hey, I want to pull this one. Okay, and when I will say, hey, okay, I will also partner with you. I will take the authentication part. Okay, maybe I'll encrypt the data, and somebody else, maybe Sapna will take, okay, I will try to do the UI. So you will split the work and you will try to work, right? Similarly, the other remaining items, like Aruna will try to say, okay, I will take number 3, or I will create the frame, or I will design the UI, something like that. Okay, so you will try, the development team will try to commit and deliver it. Okay, so they are the development team are self-organized. Okay, no one, not even the Scrum Master, tells the development team how to turn the product backlog into increment potential releasable functionality. This part is potential releasable, meaning something that you may or may not release it completely. For example, you complete a small feature. Okay, you might need to wait until you develop the other features also. But if you want to release that particular developed feature, you can release it by end of the sprint. Okay, you have committed a login page. Okay, and you completed development. And if you are tested completed, then you can put it in the production, right? Are you guys following me?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
See, whatever you do, ultimately you are expected to release to the production, correct?
Yes.
So what is the production here? Can anybody tell what do you mean by production?
Production environment where the client can access mainly.
Yes, so you
it is,
guys are
yeah,
accessing Amazon.com or Facebook, correct?
yes.
Yes.
Do you think the developer is directly pushing to this?
No.
So there will be a development environment, okay, where the developer will push it here, and from there it will go to test environment.
Then staging.
Then it will go to staging or pre-prod. See, it depends on the company,
Yes.
okay, or it will go to a sandbox or whatever. Final only it goes to production.
Production.
That means the production release will be bug free. Okay, so that is what they say. Once, see, this particular sprint, whatever we are trying to talk about, okay, where you will have a start and end, right? So this is the start and this is the end. Okay, in this 2-week sprint, week 1, week 2, okay, in these 2 weeks, what all things you need to do? You need to develop, you need to test it, develop, test it. By end of the sprint, you should be having something releasable product, meaning this all cycle should happen in these 2 weeks. Do you understand?
Yes.
So if the product owner thinks, okay, let us release this product, then you should be here and you just push it to the production over. So that is what they say, that is what they say, that okay, they'll say they can turn the potential releasable functionality. Okay, the development team is a cross-functional team, okay, with all the skills as a team necessary to create a product increment. Okay, product increment is nothing but the item which can be pushed to the production. Okay, so Scrum recognize no titles regardless the work performed. No titles meaning what? What do you mean by no titles? See, every company, people will assume that you will have a team leader, team manager, senior, junior. So there are no titles here. It is a flat structure. Everybody is equal to. If you are more experienced, if you have more exposure, then you better use your knowledge to help others to complete their work. Okay, nobody reports to anybody in the Agile methodology, in the Scrum team. Okay, maybe you will be reporting to a manager or somebody or a director outside the Scrum team, but the Scrum team. So can anybody tell who is part of the Scrum team here?
Developer.
Developer and product owner
Yes.
and testing department.
Sir, developers, testing department, or
roles
all will
Product,
be
even
this.
Okay. Development team and Scrum.
Yes, yes. So basically the Scrum team meaning the full 3 roles. That is what I told you. Scrum team will have 3 roles. Who are all part of Scrum team?
product owner,
Product owner
Development team and
and
Scrum
the
Master.
Scrum Master. Okay, remember this. Okay, who will be part of the development team?
All the
testers, developers,
testers,
all
and
DevOps team.
all the development and testing.
Yes, it is a cross-functional team
Cross
where,
functionality.
yeah, correct. Functional
Cross-functionality.
Sorry. Cross
With all
functional.
skills.
Yes. So any skill which is required to deliver or complete the product or increment will be part of the development team. Okay. So individual members may have specialized skills and area of focus, though capability belongs to the development team as a whole. So accountability belongs to the development team as a whole. So you might be a tester, you might be a developer, or you might be a UI designer or a developer or a DBA. database administrator, or you might be technical writer. Okay, everybody is part of this. No matter which specialization that you have, everybody holds the accountability of delivering the sprint goal end of the sprint. Clear? Any doubts?
No, no, Jay,
Okay,
not clear.
now coming to the last, yeah. Okay, now coming to the last role, talking about Scrum Master. Scrum Master is the one who promotes and supports the Scrum. Meaning, see, I am talking about the Scrum method framework, right? So he will be telling you, okay, what all things can be done. He will help you. He will see, that is what Scrum Master do this by helping everybody understanding the Scrum theory, principles, rules, and values. Okay, he will be the servant leader inside a Scrum team. Helps those outside the Scrum teams to understand which of these interactions to the Scrum team are helpful or which aren't. So basically, this is a Scrum team, correct?
Yes.
Okay. If you have, he will help you to understand what is Scrum, and you will have one more Scrum team somewhere outside. Okay. And there will be a dependencies between you both. Okay. Sometimes you might need to deliver what they need, or they might need to deliver what they need. Meaning, how should I say? Okay. So, okay. So you have a Facebook, correct? You guys know what is Facebook, correct?
Yes.
Okay. In Facebook, while logging in, okay, you have login options, right? Either you can use directly Facebook username password, or you can use your
Email ID or
Gmail
contact.
ID password. You will have integration, no?
Yes.
Okay, click on this so that it'll prompt you the Gmail user ID. So
Yes.
so even like Gmail or like,
Contact.
yeah, maybe the Facebook or not, or both are not different companies, correct? So who will integrate it? So there is an integration happening between Facebook and Gmail authentication, correct? So there will be one team who is, so assume that this particular Scrum team is working on only Facebook items. Okay, this guy is only working on Facebook item. Okay, that means this team will only work on the Facebook login. Okay, and this team, if you see this team will work on Gmail integration. So you both should work together, right? Then only you can give a common platform to the customer to say, okay, user ID, password, okay, log in with Gmail or log in with your Facebook account. So Gmail account will be given by him and Facebook account will be given by him. So you both need to talk to each other, right? So in that case, this Scrum Master will help to communicate or bridge that gap between two different teams. Okay, so he will call in people saying, boss, are you guys ready? Okay, so my team is ready. Okay, so when can you give it? Okay, so you will give it in the last 7th day of my sprint. Okay, I will deliver this on 7th day. Then this guy will ask, okay, when can you give it? I will give it on some next day. So he will be the bridge between two different teams, and he can help you to communicate, or like, see, ultimately this particular development team is the responsible one to be communicating everywhere. But if you think these people are very busy and they need help, the Scrum Master can help the development team to clear their blockers. Clear?
Yes. Clear.
Okay. Fine. So let's go to the next topic here. So this is the overall framework of Scrum. So we have spoken different bits and pieces here. So we will see what we can do. Okay. So I believe we'll come again to this. I will explain the events first. Okay. Then I will try to come to this one in the last and try to explain you what are these all activities that as a Scrum framework does. Clear? 1 minute. Okay, so Scrum has 5 events. Okay, so it has, first thing is called sprint planning. So why do we do a sprint planning? So this is start of the sprint, end of the sprint. Okay, assume that it's 2
True.
weeks.
Yeah.
Just an example. Okay, this is 1 and this is week 2. So this is start of the sprint. This is end of the sprint. Correct? So anything, if you want to plan to do it, so you will have a plan, right? Any work or any job that you want to perform, first without planning, you will not start doing it, right?
Yes.
So if you are planning to start the sprint, first thing you need to do is
Purpose.
sprint planning. You are going to a vacation. What will you first do? First, you will decide where will I go?
Very happy.
Okay, how can I go? Where should I stay? How long should I stay? Okay, what all things I should
Things,
see,
places we have to visit.
visit. So everything you'll plan, right? Similarly, in this 2 weeks sprint, okay, you need to first understand what is that I need to work. What is the sprint goal? We discussed, right? You remember? Do you remember? Just like
Yes,
we
sir.
discussed
Yes,
that the
yes.
sprint goal
Yes.
is to send a secured email,
Mail.
okay, to the recipient. If that is the sprint goal, you need to see the backlog and say, okay, my sprint goal is to do this. So what all things I need to work upon? You will see, you will plan accordingly and start the sprint. Okay, that is what they say. The goal of the sprint is planning along with the work and support the goal. So what is the goal that we discussed earlier? Sending an email to the recipient in a secured way. So that is the goal. So that is what a goal of the sprint planning is, along with the work to support the goal. So you'll plan it. So when will this happen? When will this
When the
event
sprint,
meeting?
Start of the
starting
The
of
sprint will
sprint,
start.
Yes, simple. When will you plan? Before you
we
start
start.
you start your vacation, you'll plan accordingly, then you'll do things, right? It will happen once in a sprint. Okay, that will be the start of the sprint. Okay, so you will plan. Okay, the duration of this ceremony, people call this a ceremony or events or meeting, whichever is required. So this will happen for 1 to 4 hours based on your sprint length. Okay, there are, I told you, right, from 1 day to week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, that is 1 month. Based on the sprint duration, your sprint planning also will be planned accordingly. The duration of it will be seen that. Okay, who all will be part of it? The team, the Scrum team and SME stakeholders are optional. Okay, Scrum team is who are all part of the Scrum team?
Both product owners, development team, master.
Scrum master, correct. Okay, what are they going to do? They're going to discuss and review the prioritization. Okay, and then is there any incomplete work from the previous sprint, and is it still priority? Just give 1 minute. Yeah, sorry for that. So basically he will see, here we discussed about one single sprint, right? Okay, so before this sprint, say every sprint ends after 2 weeks, correct? After after that, what will you do? You will again start one more sprint. Are you guys with me?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
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 So here your sprint ends, correct? So your next sprint starts from next day of the sprint.
Next day.
Today it ends. Okay, today evening you are ending your sprint. Tomorrow morning you
Tomorrow we'll
start it.
start a new sprint.
Okay, so that is how it will be. That is what they say. Okay, is there any incomplete work in the previous sprint? Okay, this is the previous sprint. If every work is completed, that's fine. If not, there
We'll
will be a
continue.
possibility we will push it to the next sprint
Next
and try to
sprint.
do. Just that, if that is meeting, it is meeting to the goal, sprint goal. Is it still a priority? Is the question that you will ask. If this is not priority, then you will put it back to your product backlog and you will start new work here. Okay.
What is the gap between two sprints for planning? Is it
Nothing. Nothing. That's what I told you. If today evening you are completing your sprint, tomorrow morning you will start your sprint.
Okay.
See, there is no break, sir.
Okay.
So
Every
now
day
you
you
are
go
telling,
to office, right? Yeah.
okay, sorry to interrupt. I mean, you are telling that actually we'll be putting in the backlog, right?
See,
If
it
is not
depends.
there, yes.
If it is not a priority, you cannot throw it out, right? Or you cannot
Yes,
delete
obvious.
it.
Mm-hmm.
If it is incomplete, you will talk
Okay.
to the product owner. The product
Okay.
owner will tell, okay,
Okay.
see that is not something that customer is looking for now.
Okay.
Okay, let us put it back. I think customer is waiting for this, very desperately waiting for this.
Okay, fine.
Because market trends are changing. So what they
Okay.
do, they try to see the priority matters, right?
Yes, yes, of course.
Yeah.
Yes. So you mean to say that actually, until and unless the second sprint gets completed, we will not touch that particular backlog.
See, it is not like
In the backlog.
we will do it or we will not touch it. It all depends on the priority decided by the product owner. Okay,
Okay.
when he wants to do, it's up to him.
Okay, fine.
Why I am telling you it is up to him? Because he is the voice of the customer.
Yes, yes.
He is the one who talks to the business. He is the
Yes.
one who you understand the market needs, and then he will be the one who will driving this. He is the whole responsible for the product backlog or the delivery to be done, right? He is the
Yes.
one who will maximize the value of the product, so
Okay.
that you will understand. Yeah.
Okay.
So he will be the one who will be telling us.
Okay, fine.
Clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, okay. So the next one here is the next one here we have is the daily Scrum. This is called daily Scrum. So you did plan for the entire 2 weeks sprint, correct? In sprint planning. Okay. So daily connect is a meeting where it happens every day for 15 minutes. What will you discuss every day?
What we done.
What we do,
What we have done in
today, what we
yesterday.
have not done today.
What we have
That
to do.
means you will discuss what we have done today. Okay.
What are the blockers?
What I have done yesterday.
What are the
Okay,
blockers?
what is my plan today and what are the blockers I have? So you will discuss. You know why? Why are you doing this? See, you are going to a vacation. Okay, you have planned to go to Munnar for 4 days and 5 nights. Okay, you started. Okay, fine. I am going to board a flight from Chennai to Munnar or Alapi. Okay, you are going to go. So you went, and your flight is at 10 p.m. And by somehow there was a huge traffic, heavy traffic, and you reached there by 9:50. And it took time to go inside, check in your luggage or security check, blah, blah, blah. It took time. The moment you try to reach the gate, the flight is already left. Will you go back to home?
No.
No.
What will you
Try
do?
to find alternate.
Other alternatives.
Yeah, you will try to find. It
Mhm.
is not a clear shot that you will definitely find. You may or may not. If there is a flight immediately next hour, you will wait and you will board that. Correct. So there might be, see, plan expectation versus actuals will be absolutely maybe different, may or may not be different. Okay, we don't know. See, we expect that it should go smooth. If something goes wrong, what will you do? You are trying to inspect now and try to adapt to the change, right? That is where you have planned to do a bigger item in sprint planning. When the day 3 come, you saw something which you don't even know exist. You thought you will complete that in 3rd day, but due to uncertainties, there is a huge work which I cannot complete in the 3rd day. So that is what you're going to discuss every day. You will try to revisit on the planning. Okay, what can I do? How far am I with the sprint goal? Okay, so can I complete this? Every day you will see, okay, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 work items that the entire team has completed. Okay, I have completed 1, 2. So we are not able to complete the 3rd one. Okay, what should we do? Okay, suddenly Vinay will say, okay, Jay, I will help you. Okay, fine. So let's do this. So we both work together and complete this. Somehow the team together works. So every day planning is nothing but sprint, daily scrum. Okay, most of the industry companies will get to an impression where they think it is wrong, that daily scrum is a status call. No, that is not a status call. It is called a planning for that particular day towards your sprint goal. Okay, it is the some time where entire development team can talk together and replan their work towards the sprint goal. That is the opportunity that everybody gets. Okay, if they have any blockers or if they need any help, if they complete the work and they have time to help others, they can try to reach. That is what it talks about. Okay, the development team synchronizes activities and create a plan of the day. Okay, simple. Every day it will happen. It is more predictable. So the team is on track to deliver the sprint commitment. Do anyone have any impediments? What is the plan daily accordingly? So this is facilitated by the Scrum Master. Any questions here?
No,
Yeah,
sir.
actually, still I have a confusion about the Scrum function. I mean, duties, daily duties. We have because it means is daily conduct the some Scrum meetings. Either it is 15 to 20 minutes. So
See,
it's
it is not Scrum meetings. It is called daily Scrum. Scrum meetings, these are all our Scrum meetings only.
so
Okay,
daily,
planning, daily Scrum, sprint review, retrospective. Okay, these are all one event, one meeting.
yeah, it's a total. Its total time period is 15 to 20 minutes, right?
For what?
It's a daily. I mean, meeting time period is totally 20 to 15 minutes.
Again, it is Rajesh, right? Rajesh, you need to be
Yeah.
specific. Okay, so if you're talking about daily Scrum, this is one meeting name. Okay, if you talk about this daily Scrum, this is for 15 minutes. This meetings planning is between 1 hour to 4 hours based on your sprint cadence. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Only this daily Scrum is for 15 minutes, not everyone. Every Scrum meeting has its own time. Do not get confused. Okay, only daily Scrum is for 15 minutes.
Oh, okay. Daily we have 15 minutes daily Scrum, right? Scrum meeting.
Yes.
Okay, then in days only Scrum Master have 15 minutes work only, because
What
we have we don't talk in between the day, right? We in between the work, so it either in the starting time or ending time. I mean, Scrum meeting either it's a morning or evening, right? So daily we have only 15 minutes work for Scrum Master.
See, Okay, so do you think that the Scrum Master is okay? We are talking about the Scrum Master responsibility, right? Let me go back for a while.
He'll be available throughout
Right? So
the
that is what
sprint.
he says, right? Helps the see, he promotes the entire, he supports, he try to look after your backlog. If there is some
Servant
pantry
leader of
background,
the Scrum team.
see, basically you have 7 people inside a team. Do you think 7 people will not have any issues? Do you think 7 people need not any help? See, maybe there would be a situation where there is too much self-organized. You might have an issues, you might have a conflicts, or you might have any questions, or somebody outside are trying to disturb you. Okay, or somebody needs an help inside a team. So you cannot, your focus is only to deliver or develop or test or write a document or DB, right? You will be focused on your work. So who will try to facilitate all the meetings? Who will try to talk to the product owners, or like who will try to bridge all the gaps? That is the Scrum Master. Did I answer your question?
Yeah, I think.
Oh,
Yeah,
what
Jay.
happened? Still I see some question mark. Do you have any specific? See, when you talk about if Scrum Master have only 15 minutes, then it is wrong. Scrum Master have 15 minutes. He will organize this particular meeting. That means he will facilitate this particular meeting for 15 minutes. After that, you will all sit together in the same place. And you all work together. Clear?
Yeah, okay, Jay.
Yes. So the next one is sprint review. Okay, sprint review is nothing but the last from the meeting. You have the last ceremony, right? Okay, last event meeting, which talks about you have committed something. See, you have in starting, you have sprint planning. Correct? Every day you have a daily connect.
Daily Scrum.
Daily connect or daily Scrum. So end of the sprint, you have a sprint review. What will you review here?
What we did, how we did, what we faced difficulties in, how we can
Basically,
achieve.
whatever you have
Yeah,
planned,
Yes.
planned
Yeah.
versus completion.
Completion.
So if you
We
commit
have
for
done the
1,
work.
2, 3, 4, 5 items, if you committed, your sprint planning has 5 items in the sprint. That means you will see whether the 5 items were
Items are
completed.
completed.
People will demonstrate. Okay, the team member will come and say, hey, I have developed this, I've completed this, I've completed this. So they will showcase to the stakeholders and the product owner, so that they will say, okay, they'll give some feedback so that we might amend or something. We get some opportunities to get feedback, right? That is what they try to do here. Okay, they will demonstrate and to the stakeholders, everyone, and they get the feedback. Okay,
At
this
this point also, we will not be interacting with the customer directly, sir.
see, maybe that is what,
Okay.
like the product owner, he is the
Is the
product
face
owner.
of the
Yeah, he the
customer.
product owner, and this green profiles are development team, and here is the Scrum Master,
Scrum Master.
and here could be the
Testers.
customers.
Okay.
Okay, the product owner might call these people also customers or stakeholders, whoever it is. They will call, and they will these people will demonstrate and see, and these people might give a feedback saying that, okay, so this is good, this is not the one which we want. So the entire meeting is been facilitated by the Scrum Master. Okay, sprint retrospective is something that you will try to look back the entire sprint that you worked, right? So there is something that what went well, okay, what didn't go well. See, you planned something, you delivered something, you might face a lot of problems in between, right? You will discuss that. Assume that, okay, Vinay has faced a problem in the day 5. Okay, due to that there was an impact on the completion. So you will discuss, okay, I have an issue, I thought something else, but it turned up very differently. So you will try to inspect and try to find a solution together as a team, and fix that so that you will avoid such kind of mistakes in upcoming sprints. Correct? Do you understand?
Yes.
Yes. So that is what the entire ceremonies are, meaning the meetings are.
So retrospective will happen after the review.
Yes.
Sprint review.
So this will happen here. Let me change the color. This will happen immediately after you complete the sprint review. That means today evening you completed the sprint around 5 o'clock. Okay, maybe at 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock, based on your availability, your team's decision, you will try to complete that retrospective, and tomorrow morning you will start your sprint fresh, so that you will have some action items here identified, some improvements. Okay, and you will try to improve those improvement items here in the sprint 2, and again you will retrospect here, and again you will try to implement this kind of action items in sprint 3. You understand? There is a continuous improvements happening. Clear?
Yes.
So now if you go back to this picture, if you see here, where is that pen? If you see here, first thing is you're trying to plan. Okay, this is what is the goal. He or she is carrying a goal of the sprint. He will give it, and you are trying to pull those backlogs from the. This is a backlog. Okay, see, she is talking to different customers, and he have an idea. She is capturing that and putting into the backlog. And this fellow sent an email or a feedback. She is putting into the backlog. Some customer has sent an email, okay, with some information. She is putting into the backlog. She is prioritizing things, and she is letting you know. You Scrum Master, sorry, you product development team is trying to pull that work into the sprint. Pull that work into the sprint. You are trying to plan yourselves for the next 2 weeks. Okay, Scrum Master is facilitating this meeting. Okay, next, the sprint started, and this is what is the daily Scrum. Okay, you have a sprint goal already. See, this loop shows that you will do it every day.
Yes.
Okay, you will move from to do to doing. Okay, and you have some problem, some blocker, you will tell, hey, see, I have this one, please help me. So Scrum Master will be doing it, and this is called this is called definition of done, meaning they will try to define what do you mean by completion. Okay, there is also something called definition of ready. See, Scrum framework is basically, if you really want to go thorough in this entire concept, it will take 2 full days to complete. Okay, we are trying to quick update. This will take a session break for 10-15. Okay, fine. So this is what is the daily Scrum. Okay, here if you see here, what are we people trying to do? See, this Scrum development team is trying to demonstrate to the stakeholders, to the customers, to the product owners. And this is the product increment that can be pushed to the production. Okay, after this, you're going to discuss here in the retrospective. Retrospective is something, if you see a smiley and you see a sad face, right? So this could be what went well, and this could be what went wrong. Okay, so from this what went wrong, maybe the immediate question from the Scrum Master will say, okay, what can you do to avoid this situation from the next sprint? So this is where the action item comes. Again, it goes here. You discuss more about the product, the requirement, and you cut, meaning there are different concepts here called refinement, that again you'll come to planning. So this is how the cycle of the Scrum goes. Any questions? So this has the values, okay, and empirical process inbuilt completely. So everything will happen on trust. This is what is the Scrum framework. Any questions?
No, sir.
Okay, so here ends the Scrum framework that we are trying to talk about. See, there are like a lot of topics where it will be too immature to discuss right now. Okay, I think this is the high level overview on Agile and Scrum and Scrum framework. Okay, once you get into it, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. Reach out to Pina. Maybe we can try to set up a call so we can discuss more detailed way. All right.